Hello folks, this is Key of W with more Artisan of Glimmith. I'm just going to keep playing this game because I love it so much. We're in the town zone now, this area here. I guess we'll call it the town. And I'm particularly honed in on the precision area, doing puzzles about this rule. And I'm going to complete it or die trying. So all regions have 5. Well, let's talk about this region then, right here. This spot right there. Whatever goes here blocks all 3 of these cells, so it must contain all 3 of those cells. Therefore, it's a P shape. Don't know which direction it goes quite yet. Except I do. Haha, this is impossible. This direction would force me to bring this cell down. Now there's nowhere for me to put those 3 cells. Therefore, that's the P shape. We have another potential. If I bring this orange shape up and to the right, I now have 4 cells here. They can't all be taken by the orange, that's too many cells. And they can't be their own shape because there's not enough cells. Therefore, we got to block that off. And then the same rule is going to make it an L shape up here. Let's see. Is there any other? Yes. Over here, I'm going to start with yellow. This piece must come left and down, which leaves an orphan cell there. It makes a nice S shape. Now, where are we going to take it from there? Well, we can't go both sides of a border, so we need an F, which is going to give me a V shape here, and it's going to give me a W shape there. Let's see. Down here, we have this shape coming left. It can't move up because it creates an orphan cell because it can't be on both sides of the border, so it must move further left and then up and make an L shape. Now the shape that starts here must grab this corner. There's no way it can't. If it doesn't grab the corner, it leaves an orphan cell. So it must grab it. And then it must also grab this corner, because if it doesn't, we leave an orphan cell. So it leaves us with a P shape. I believe a cross shape is forced here. Let's see about up here. Whatever piece grabs in this little spot, whatever, must take all 4 of these cells. We have a P shape. That's going to give us an N shape here. I think that's what I've discovered this shape should be called, is the N shape. I think I'm right. I don't remember if that's correct. I think I looked it up and I forgot it already. Let's think about what goes here. No, let's not think about what goes there yet. There's too many options. There's a couple options here. Maybe these spots. What about down here? There's a lot of options. Okay. Maybe I'll get somewhere here. If I start with this cell and block it, that makes an easy P shape. But if I say this cell moves downward, now I would have to take all of those, or I have a lot of options there. I just can't take this one? No, that's fine. If I start with this side, I just think there's too many options here. I know we have to have this happening. I know we have to have that happening. We have a lot of options with this. We have L, we have W, we have Z shape, we have F shape. This shape can't take all of that. No, it can be W shape here just fine. This shape could take that spot, or it could take its own. I'm just thinking those 2 have to be connected. These 2 have to be connected, and those 2 have to be connected, but they're different, so that's a different one. Okay, this is probably where it is. This shape here, now we're going to change the color. This shape that I'm making green has to move down these 3 spaces because we can't make an orphan cell. But if it moves to the right, this shape would have to connect here, creating a section of 7. Therefore, this is a long I shape. What does that tell me, though? Up here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that the shapes, the 2 little orange things I've created, will eventually, one of them will reach here. The only one that can is this shape. So I must bring that one down and turn this one into the L. That's how it's going to go, which means we have an F shape here. I think I see the answer now. We're going to put a cross shape there. We're going to make this a W shape, and then we're going to finish off with the P shape. I kind of like that one. I like that. This one's a little on the easier side. Like, I complain if a puzzle is too much guessing because the initial break-in is too wide open. The alternative is the puzzle is too narrow, where the break-ins are too easy, and then the logical path is a little too obvious. It's a really delicate balance. I prefer having the puzzle be too easy in this case, or the break-in be too easy, because even though I'm sort of robbed of the joy of a hard puzzle, I'm at least not forced out of a logical progression. Whereas a puzzle that's too hard usually just ends up not being logical, so there's no joy in solving it. Not this type of puzzle. When you do logic grid puzzles like this, it's best to err on the side of giving too many paths to solving than not enough. All regions have 6, so I know we're going to start with these 4, and we can't move it to the right, because then who's going to fill those cells? So we have to block that. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. This one is now complete. And then we definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have to do that cell. Now up here we have to take these 3, these 4, not this one here, so 5. We have a couple options, but before we take them, we're going to bring this out. Well, now the yellow can't move down because we create an orphan, so we have to do that. Nice. Okay, Precision 3 again. Deltas and Geminis. Alright. Once again, I think I'll use yellow when I don't know for sure. So we have to start with that. And that's it. That's the only obvious move immediately. So putting an elbow here... I think putting an elbow here would be break the puzzle. Because now we need an elbow in this spot. Oh, no, it doesn't break. Because now we'd need to do this. We'd have to force... But then this would have to be a tetromino, or triomino, and this would have to be a triomino like that. So far, nothing breaks. But if I said this was a triomino, this would have to be an elbow. So I think that's where we break it. So I think we do in fact need an elbow piece here. Triomino piece here. Yeah, sometimes I wish I was a little better at figuring out the wrong path. Right? Like I would just do the wrong path immediately because I did the right path first. So I was like, this is not giving me a solution. It's too many correct answers. If I had done the other way first, I would have gotten to this as a logical solution. Let's see, what else can we fit in now? This definitely has to be triomino. The only way to go is that way. This has to be triomino. The only way to go is that way. So it puts another one here. This has to be an elbow, that's for sure, which means that has to be an elbow. But it can't bend up this direction, because then we have 2 elbows. So it has to bend down this way. We get ourselves another triomino here. Huh, what goes here? We can do the same trick with elbows and triominos that we did up here. I just don't know if that's correct. I think it's broken because we would need triomino here and then we'd put one there as well. It doesn't work. So if I put an elbow this way, I would still need to put an elbow down into that spot, breaking the puzzle. And this is why, because if I put elbow here, whether it moves down to the left touching this delta or moves down this way, we have this elbow coming down, or somebody comes down to it, because I need to put a triomino there, right? Therefore, this is triomino. That's fine. This is triomino. Where does it go? It would have to move up, but then where does this go? No, hold on. Is this the right number of spaces left over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's the right number of spaces left over. That's just it. Again, why don't I just pick the wrong answer first? Let's do the logic. If I made this a triomino, then this would have to be a triomino. This would have to be an elbow, and we'd be wrong. So it is, in fact, elbow. Let's just set that up. Sets this up just fine. it's going to force triomino here and there. So we should have this just fine, and then the rest are all triominoes. Wow. Yeah, let's jump into a 6 puzzle. Let's do it. All regions must have an area of exactly 3. Hoo boy. So we've got to alternate here. Except this spot right there. Just a bunch of alternations. Huh. Is that the break-in, or is this... What can I infer about this? Because I can go one of 2 ways. There's only 2 possible shapes. So there's not a lot of guesswork that would need to be done. It's just one or the other. So there's potential for triominoes there with elbows in between. Doesn't tell me which direction they go. There's also possibility for elbows here and triominoes there. Now, if this is how it goes, but it can go that way rather than that. It's not guaranteed. So this doesn't tell me immediately what's going on. But I'm going to use this color. I've kind of gravitated towards certain types of shapes having the same color always. Gravitating toward that being my color distribution. So I'm going to use red and yellow to say this is color A or X, and then this is color Y, right? Like this is the way the shapes go. Whatever shape goes here, the other shape goes in those 3. We can do it again here, but these have to be different shapes. But this yellow could end up connecting to that red. We don't know. These are the same. These are the same here. Now, this section is interesting because if the shape below, say, were to cross, whether it's an elbow or a triomino, that would mean I would have to have a border here, because this shape would be the other one, this would be the same one. Vice versa, if I had these be the same, I would have to put a border there. Now, if I were to put a border in, we'd have 2 different colors. We would need this to be a different color, this to be the same color, but there's no reason to say that they're connected to each other. So it is possible to put 2 borders in there. So that is really not helpful. So what are the possible shapes here? This shape needs to come out and it cannot bend down. So it could bend up or go left. Now it can't bend up because that forces an elbow here. So I think we have our answer for this section. This must be just a regular triomino. This must be an elbow, and we can't have this space become an orphan. So we must move up into that space. Whether it goes here or there, we don't know. This elbow must come out, and now we have our answer for this section. Probably could have figured this out quicker than I did. That's blocked. This piece must move down once, which now forces us to make an elbow here. Cool. I think this is all correct. I don't see any way this is not correct. We don't know the direction. Like, we could go up, down, or do a mix of the 2. Not totally sure on that. In this area, if we assume that this is a triomino, we have to move it this way once, minimum. This would also have to move once. But doesn't mean that those go there, those go there. So it's not helpful. If this is a triomino, like, this is totally fine. I could just bring that down, and then that would go out. You know what? I think I found some logic down here. If I take this triomino and send it down, what the hell is here? This would have to be another triomino. Therefore, this one has to move up 1 space. But the elbow now can't move up 1 space because there's nowhere for it to go. So the elbow is now blocked in here, and these pieces are set. This piece is set. Now this triomino cannot go down either, because now it would force this elbow to become a triomino, so this piece must And it can't even go down by one space, because then who goes there? So it also must go up entirely. We have this, and now we have 2 more triominoes that break the puzzle. No, we're good. I was worried. That forces an elbow. We have to block this off. Put a triomino here. That gives us some work there. This has to be elbow, and how that elbow is going to go, that is the start. Let's see. This is less obvious here. We have more options available to us. This could be the elbow, this could be the elbow, but whatever the case, that isn't. So if this were a triomino, we would be forced to make it like that. If we did this, the elbow would have to move up, because otherwise we have 4 spaces here. We can't fill that with anything. We would have to do this. At this point, I'm just projecting into the future. This piece would have to extend out. So there would be another elbow here that would contain those 2 spots. Which would mean this elbow would have to go out, and I'm not sure if it would go down. Because it could go down, this piece can move left, this can move up, or this could go up, this can move that way, this can move down. Either way, one of these 2 sides is occupied. I don't know if that answers any of my questions. Because this could easily be elbow. We could easily have elbow land. It's just not... Is there any way this moves down? If this moves down, we can't... This could no longer be triomino because it would cause a problem up here. It'd have to be an elbow piece. So with this. So how to make an elbow piece up here? It wouldn't go that way. This piece... If it was an elbow, this would be how we were forced, and then this triomino would break the puzzle. So if this piece were a tetra, we would be forced to do this, and now we break the puzzle. Right? No, it's not. Yeah, it's broken. Because this piece would have to go that way. And the reason it would have to go this way is because if it went this way, now we need another triomino here. We can't do that. So it would go this way, and now we're just screwed. So I think all of that logic says we can't do this. It's got to be an elbow moving up. So now, if I did elbows here, right? It would have to be that way. Actually, just generally, if this is an elbow piece, it can't bend that way, because this has to be a triomino. It would have to bend here, which is going to break the puzzle. So I think this has to be... I'm going to go over that again, just in case I got it wrong. These pieces here cannot be elbows. If this is an elbow piece, it can't move up, right? Oh, no, it can. There is a way. There is a way to do it. If I move this elbow up, I can move this one, and then we... Oh, no, I break it again. I break it again. Can I move it up this way? No. In fact, if this is a triomino at any point, if we did this, we would have to have an elbow. And then we wouldn't have enough pieces. Yes. So I think we have to make these triominoes, we have to make these elbows. I think that's what we've learned. That piece has to move down, which is going to force this elbow here. That's forced. These are forced. This now is... This can't be a triomino because then this elbow would end up trapped. So this is elbow. Okay, so we have to have this. I think I've got it. That was a great puzzle. I really think that was good. Like, going back to my discussion of how to do a puzzle, so I'm following logic, but it's not easy. I still have to think about it, but there's no point at which I was like, well, I have no idea. I'm just going to guess until I get the right answer. That's a difficult tightrope to walk. I think that puzzle does it really well. All of them are 5s. So we definitely have to... I'm going to pick different colors for these. And I'm going to bet these are the only 4 regions, because we got a 5 by... No, it's 5 regions. We're going to have 5 regions in this, so there's some other color in here. This red piece can move down 1 more space, but it can't move left because of the other side of that border. And so... Oh, I see. Let me get rid of these for a second. I've made a boo-boo. It can do this. That's something I should think about. Anyway, back to what I had before. These can connect to each other. Let's think about this yellow one then. This yellow one cannot move around this way. So 1, 2, 3 at max can move this way, but it can't move down. It never can move down because it's on the other side of that. So this is a requirement. The red is required to move down. Can't move left. So it either is going to take over the blue section and become a C shape or take over the teal section and become a W shape. That means I need a new color here, and it cannot touch any of these other ones. The furthest it can move up is to this corner, so it must move down. So who's going to be in this shape here? If the red does not take over the blue, if the red takes over the W here, then who touches this shape? It can't be purple. You think purple will reach, but then no one can touch this shape because the yellow is covering too much space. The blue can't take it either. Therefore, the red is going to take over and become a C shape. So I can put a new shape here. So I'll put blue there. And that'll be the blue. No, it's just those 3 for sure. Just those 4. It could take this spot. It could take that spot. In fact, it has to take this spot because somebody has to. It can't be the teal shape. So the teal shape is now going to go up, and the puzzle is solved. Beautifully done. What do we got down here? We got some easy ones. Let's do some easy ones. They're all dominoes. Okay. Let's get the obvious dominoes out of the way. There we go. Okay, that's really easy. That one should have been a 1 as far as I'm concerned. All of them have a region of size of 4. I see. Hold on. Is there one with 3? There's a 4, there's a 5, and there's an 8. Okay, let's go to 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Don't know which direction we're going. This one comes out. Has to move up once at least. That's got to go. So this is set. That's set. That's set. That's set. This comes out. This comes out. Who's got that section? Because if we move up, we're screwed. So we have to take that one and that one. I'll take that. We have to take that spot, which means one of these 2 is taken. And it's that one. Nice. All right. All of them have 5. This is going to be a little trickier. Now, this piece cannot connect with that one, so it must come out 1 more space. This piece must come up, but it could connect with this one. We're not totally sure. This comes out, and it can't connect that way. There's too many spaces. It could do that, because then those could connect. This one comes out. Can't connect there. In fact, this piece down here, the one I'm clicking on, I've made them all the same color because screw you. It can't go into that space ever, and it can't go into this space because it'll overload, so it must take those 5. That one's complete. So we either got an L shape or an F shape here. Well, let's think about if we block this off. We'd have to bring this down. Now we'd overload here. We go here. This is going to overload. Therefore, we can't block that shape off. It has to be this, which means we have to have the C shape there. That's got to come out. So now these have to all be the W shape. This has to be the P shape. It's the only thing we can do. That's got to be P shape. And we're done. Beautifully done. All right. The boss version of this puzzle is 8s. Okay. I know that this is one of the shapes. 1, 2, 3. And let's see about this spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, I can do that. Let's set up our base things and then figure out which shapes can connect to which. Because we're going to have how many total? 3, 4, 5, 6. 11, 17, 21, 26, 31, 36, 40. So I have 5 shapes. That's what we're going to have. Huh. This one can't connect to that guy. But it can come out through here just fine. This one can never connect around that way. Actually, it must come through here. So this shape must also take these, for sure. But it could grab that, or it could just, this piece could go up to here. We don't know for sure. So I'm going to say now here, this, we're going to make this the blue shape. We're going to think about it. It could take that spot. It could take this one. Who's going to take this spot? Is there any way any piece aside from this one? We're going to make this one green. If green were blocked here, we'd come up. We couldn't move here because no one could go there. We'd have to move up again and then be part of that shape. Therefore, the green must take that spot. Okay. Blue could be there or there. It's just fine. Something with these shapes got to be it. If I were to block here, right? What this would do, just by blocking this piece, this one would be filled here. We'd require these to all be connected. And then I would have to bring this down around. Is this 8? This is 8. I don't think this is a problem. Is it? This is not. This might actually just be the solution. Right? This just might just be it. Here, I'll show you. Oops. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Okay. Because we would not have the stuff we could do. If I brought this down, if I said this is all one shape, then this shape here, oops, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, it would be there, and then we would need somebody to take both of those. So I think that logic has meant we have to bring this shape, we're going to say you're purple now, over here. That's going to connect here. So either this, no, this shape can no longer connect down there because we can't make a complete shape. So we have to have that. 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Well, this could be, that's actually, I think, is part of the same shape now. I've made a bunch of logical leaps. Let's go back. Let's go back here. So if I have to bring this, because I can't do this border because now we have the problem we had before. If I bring it here, if I were to draw a border there, we have to bring this down. Now this piece cannot be its own separate piece connected there. It doesn't have enough space. So this piece would have to connect here. So even with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would have to connect there and it wouldn't do that. So therefore, this is also purple. Now, if we brought this red shape up and connected it here, it still has to take those 2 spots. Which means purple's got to come down this way, and that's the 8, which means this red shape is complete here. So the blue shape does in fact continue, and it must continue up that far. And it grabs one of these 2, probably this piece, so that we can bring this one around and fill the rest with the green. I liked this set of puzzles quite a lot. That was good. Precision 60. How many spaces we got? 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 10. 120. So we have 2 shapes. All right. Let's get started with that. So we need to have that. Okay. I think this is correct. This, well, it's marked as an easy puzzle, so I think we're going to grab it without too much difficulty here. Now we can't do that because that's not going to fit. It's not going to be 60 cells. So this is that. Got to bring it down, and now the orange has to be here. So, do I have to count how many? I wish there was a way to tell how many we already have used without counting. Like Islands of Insight had a thing, you held control over it, it would tell you how many cells you've already filled. This has to be orange. This has to be orange now. This has to be orange. Actually, I think that's now being set for us. This better be 60, because I don't think this is even at all. It is? That's even? Okay. Fine. Fine. You know what? Don't even care. And we did it. We gilded it. I think I'll take a break here. Make another video separately to finish off this area. We've gilded it. That's a good enough milestone for me to stop. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.